everybody, it's John here again, and I'm actually pretty excited to be opening up DREE ELLE and Uncle Montork. They are two figures that I was hoping we would get in the Masters of the Universe Classics line for quite a while. And Super7 is finally letting us get a hold of them. These were released, I believe, for Comic-Con, or sorry, I think these were the PowerCon figures for this year. It comes with this little note letting you know how to stick the stands in. Hopefully it's got one for each. I haven't even opened this up to look and peek yet. It says Masters Unit on there. Yep, there's the PowerCon exclusive Super7. It's nice and all, but usually the boxes all end up in recycling for me. Let's see if I can get this thing out. There's our packaging with the Castle Grayskull door closed. And there are the figures inside. They've been using this packaging, if you're a collector now, for a while. It is a very cool packaging. If you're a collector who likes to keep them, it's got light that comes in so that you can see the figures illuminated. Same with the side. There is the cool backing artwork and a bio for each of the two characters inside. They are very Filmation nostalgic, and it's really cool to have them. Yeah, it's nice in the box. I don't. All you box collectors, where do you keep all of these? I mean, I like to have my figures on display. I can't imagine having every single one of them. What is there, like 218 of these now somewhere? Do you just have a wall that they all sit on and take up an entire wall? I just can't imagine keeping them all in these packages and trying to display them all. I don't know. I like to see what the point of the articulation is. Anyway, let me get these open. We'll take a closer look. Okay, here we have our figures outside of the box. And I threw Orko in the background just to do some comparisons. Let's take a look at Uncle Montork here first. He has a pretty good look to his face. He's got his glasses. He has his face covering, his beard peeking out. I like his ears. Nice little detail on his hat, the way it's folded and bent. And he's pretty hollow on the bottom. You do get some arm movement. There is a hinge and ball joint at the shoulder. Same at the elbow, and then a little rotation at the wrist. And oh, he does have a very tight but rotatable head. And he comes with a staff or wand with a big M on top, so you know that it's his. And it fits in his hand pretty snugly. And then they come with the stands. Now I don't know why they decided to, well, because they're really cheap plastic. These are super cheap compared to the original, which I like a lot better because it's clear. It kind of makes him look like he's floating. I don't know why they went with this silver plastic look. It is a bigger base on the bottom though, which is nice because sometimes he falls over. It's hard to balance him. But it is on a ball, and you should be able to hopefully gently put that in there. I'm worried about putting too much force on it because it might snap. They're so loose. Heat the base of your figure with a hairdryer. Oh, okay, so I'm not going to be able to put them on there until we heat both of them up. So I'll do that in a minute. Again, thankfully I just put some boiling water on. So let's look at DREE ELLE. She has a little bit lighter colors. This odd, not quite burgundy red of her dress. Her eyes are painted very nicely, which is good because they're the main focal point of her face. I like her ears, the difference in her hood. The paint on her hair, though, is so weird because it's blonde, but it looks like you can see through the skin color. The hair colors kind of throws me off. I don't know if it's just if that's the way they decided to paint it, or it just looks like it's barely been touched with a little bit of blonde coloring, which is a little off-putting. Her hair just looks like it needs to be painted again, but she's got the same articulations. Maybe. Yep, there it is. Super tight in the head, and her wand with the D on top fits nicely in her hand. So these guys are cool. They just add a little bit more to your Trollins, and I think they're a lot of fun. Glad they finally made it. There's a lot of other little side characters that would be nice to see someday, but who knows how long Super 7's going to keep this going. It seems like this year they only announced the Filmation figures and no more of the standard classics. So maybe they're not doing any more of them. I don't know. We are getting our Santa He-Man pretty soon. But give me a second here, and I'll go heat these guys up and see if I can get their stands and we can compare them. A little bit of hot water, and they went on their stands pretty easy. I'm noticing that any little movement, though, and they seem to drop their wands, which Orko has not ever had that problem. Does have a problem holding his book, but that's something different. You can see there are some gashes in the plastic where they were welded together. Maybe they don't come up so well, but there's a couple of rough spots there. But other than that, they look very nice together, and of course, all three of them look really well on display. I just wish the stands would have been the same. I don't get these silver. They do get some pretty good movement though, just because of the size of this allows for them to get some a little bit better floating poses out of them. But yeah, they definitely see that they're there. At least with the Orko, you kind of can imagine that he's just kind of floating there. But they work. I can't complain too much. They're pretty decent. I give them a high score on these guys. There's some little weird plastic imperfections, but for figures that I never thought we would get, it's cool to have them, and they'll look pretty good up on the shelf. So I don't know, guys, did you pick these up? These are only two of the PowerCon figures I picked up. I really wish I would have got Spikor and Chopper as well, but it just seemed way too expensive to be able to get my hands on all of them. Maybe one of these days. I see Big Bad Toy Store still has them, so it's not like they're impossible to get. And but these two I had to have just because I really like the Trollins, and I think they fit really well with Orko. So I don't know, did you guys pick them up? Did you get all three? And if you did, which is your favorite out of the three? Like, Chopper's cool, but it's just so weird. And I mean, Spikor is probably a really good one to add as well to the collection. But these guys, I just couldn't skip out on. Let me know in the comments below. And thanks for watching again. Subscribe if you would, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. I just want to say thank you one more time for checking out this video, and if you're interested in seeing any more, you can click either one of the links that will be over here, and if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, there'll be a button down below where you can do that as well. And again, thank you.